What is up, everybody? I'm No Lex Given. Let's play some Storybook Brawl. I'm going to jump right into it here. Not sure if anybody has joined us yet, but it's 18 minutes till the daily reset. So I want to start a game before that happens and get my first win of the day on. And I'm between Merlin and Mad Catter. I think I just go Merlin, try to lock up a top 4, and get a little bit of bonus dust. Not that I really need it, I suppose, but I just always think it's fun to get that first win of the day bonus taken care of. So I think I will just go for Merlin here and try to play some tempo mages to start things off. I'll take Sherwood Sure Shot because that's a reasonable character to give +1/+1 to. Though we can't lock the spell, or we could lock here and cast a Witch's Brew on a Labyrinth Minotaur, but that doesn't seem particularly strong. Labyrinth Minotaur really doesn't take a Merlin buff well. And it would be great to find like Forbidden Fruit or something, or Genie's Wish to be able to get some additional econ or some additional triggers from Merlin onto the Sure Shot here. We missed the 50-50 to tie the combat. But then we get a roll of the die. I actually do like Happy Little Tree and Zebracorn and the Billy. But still, one of these things has to be the best. And I think that it's probably not the Zebracorn. I don't know. These are just about the same. Excuse me. I'm going to cycle the Zebracorn and rip that off just because the Merlin triggers and the +1/+1 become a little bit more effective on a Happy Little Tree. So I'm happy enough to try to roll the die into that. Goat is just a stronger character than the Zebracorn in general. However, on Merlin, I do think that it's a little bit closer. This is interesting, though I don't think it's what I want. So I'm going to roll, and then I'd like to pick up a mage, and I'd like to pick up another Happy Little Tree. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to exactly roll past those eggs there and find some better stuff. Maybe I'll lean back. Get a little bit more comfortable this way. These are all pretty good characters to keep around for the Merlin buff. It's a little bit, we certainly aren't in that powerful of a spot right now, having not picked up too much and getting really terrible combat RNG there, though. Taking 3 going to 31, not super terrible, and this is a good shop here. So here, we just have to decide what, I guess I'm just picking up 2 questing characters and then casting this, right? So it's pretty straightforward. The Merlin trigger went on the Cindy. And I honestly don't hate either of these things. Just a strong character and then building towards a tier 3 treasure. However, I don't think that Dwarves is exactly where I want to be on Merlin. I do like the idea of a tier 3 treasure. But otherwise, I think we can do better. And then, I don't know, could do something like this that maybe lets me slay twice with Brave Princess. Probably have to do this to make that a possibility, maybe even this, but let's try it like this. Prioritizing Brave Princess, I do think, is the most important thing that we can do right now. That can go anywhere, yeah, and then Brave Princess can finish it off, and we lose to an egg. Forbidden Fruit, not horrible as far as spells go. Alright, I'll cast it. It's basically just a free roll here that Cost us a little bit more health, but I'll take it. Spellweaver's really good. We got another Merlin hit onto the Brave Princess. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're going to play this board, so I guess we just roll for another Wizard's Familiar here. It's too expensive, and we're kind of losing right now. Could pick up a Baby Root, though I think I just roll for more mages. Doubly not terrible. Okay, well, we found more mages. That's pretty good. If we can double slay with Brave Princess, we can True Love's Kiss it. That seems like it's probably a little bit loose. I think I'm just locking here for the mages. I'm not really locking for the True Love's Kiss. Alrighty, a pair of mummies makes me feel like my Brave Princess is not long for this world. She is going to get one slay and actually almost got a second one, though. So, pretty close to being set up well for us. Like I said, we're just going to pick up these. And I think we just take a spinning wheel, roll, and then... Yeah, I would have liked a Happy Little Tree there, but I think I'm also okay with just grabbing a Witch's Brew. And then I guess I'm rolling and never locking here. Okay. Definitely feels a little bit weak right now. Play something like this, I think. Next turn is 4.0. Thank you, Kalari. I will watch out for him. But I will... I'm not doing a great job watching out for him. I'm in 8th place on the bottom of this lobby. So it does feel like I could die here pretty soon. Level 4 is a good power spike for us, though. So I will say that. I think a 7-5 on 3.2 is reasonably likely to slay, and looks like it is 100% to do so. Mummies just need to dodge our ranged characters. Can we do it again? Nice. Those are good mummy hits for us. One of our ranged characters does go down there, but we actually get really close to winning. Dang, that was so close. Leaving my opponent with one Madman there. All right. We get the tier 3 treasure, and that's probably just got to be Telltale Quiver. Yeah. Gotta be. So now I think the plan is something like this. I think I do still like a Wizard's Familiar. I also kind of like Nutcracker plus Expo growth. That's probably right. Do I just take this Wizard's Familiar too? Okay. This gives us a tier 2 treasure right now. Well, since this is our 3rd treasure, we might as well take Skipping Stone. From here, I'm doing this. I'm rolling, trying to find Happy Little Tree precisely. I like the Happy Little Tree. I also like the 14-14 that can give us some additional stats next turn. And I like the... actually, I don't really like Darkwood Creeper. Darkwood Creeper might not be bad, though, because we've got a huge Happy Little Tree. And that's one of the characters that it is actually reasonably good with. We also hit 5.0 next turn, which is kind of not really what you're looking for with Merlin. You want to use the entirety of 4.0 to find monster books, and instead we're just skipping past that. So that is a little bit awkward. The Medusa killing our Nutcracker, also unfortunate, but we are going to have the stats to win this one. So that part is nice. We go 2 XP up with a pretty solid board, I think, from that. And got to take Book of Spells on Merlin. clearly, yep, that's going to be the pickup. What's awkward is the Gingerbread Knight is a clear upgrade over all of these characters, which probably just means Darkwood Creeper can't make it in here. We backline our wizard, though. I would potentially like this mage to be a ranged character to better make use of our Telltale Quiver. However, just seems impossible to pass up these Gingerbread Knights. Could roll the die here, could also Witch's Brew. Suppose I sell off this, because it's worse than a 14-14, and then just Witch's Brew to finish the turn off. That gives us a little bit more stats right here. This Nutcracker, like I said, probably not too long for this world. But hopefully we've added some nice stats to the board this turn. And I'm going to put my Happy Little Tree in the back so that way it can soak up hits while the ranged characters can maybe do a little bit more with it. Let's see if that helps us. A lot of Medusas in these combats and really terrible attacks there for me. Still not great. That can go either which way, and then these can finish it off. That's a pretty big character, the Robin Hood. We can see that Sharon also 2 XP up, so they won a Wish Upon a Star. But getting to defeat what seems to be an undefeated lobby leader, that feels pretty dang good, I gotta say. Let's pick up Gingerbread Knight, maybe tossing one of these two for Forking Rod. No, it's going to be Deck of Many Things. Deck of Many Things is good, though. And I will probably toss the Spinning Gold just because I'm going to take as many stats as I can get. I'm not going to pass up some stats here. Stats are good. Okay, not super interested in anything here. Potentially would like to add like an Aeon onto the board or something, or still monster books. Well, not going to pass up the Aeon, so we'll grab that and finish off with a Falling Stars, which will trigger onto the Nutcracker. We're not playing the Wizard's Familiar right now. We could put in the Wizard's Familiar over the Sherwood Sure Shot. It's not crazy to do so. Though, I think I'm just going to play the strongest board that I possibly can for right now, especially up against the other lobby leader here in the Sphinx. So let's just try to be as strong as we can. Fireball taking out Romeo and one of the Court Wizards is fantastic. We're still leaving my opponent with one Court Wizard and Mirror Mirror, an incredibly powerful comp here for my opponent. Luckily, we were able to take out one of these Court Wizards, because multiple Court Wizards here would have been insane. Nutcracker's going to get some nice triggers on it, so that is pretty cool as well. Then I just have to battle through a Hercules, which is kind of crazy. But eventually we will battle through this Hercules here. We'll get to take it down right now, and that's a win and an activation for Nutcracker here. So a really, really fantastic combat, beating quite a strong comp and grabbing a treasure out of it. Of course, we're going to take Forking Rod, and we're going to toss our treasure that doesn't have the word spell on it. I will say I could see double casting a Ride of the Valkyrie. I don't think that's insane, though. We've got Big Book of Spells, so I feel like we could maybe get away with casting a few cantrips, like Lucky Coins and Healing Potions, before we totally are done with the turn. Mix-a-Wizzle also fits the bill. I think we Mix-a-Wizzle the Nutcracker, hope to find a True Love's Kiss. We briefly find an Aeon before that leaves us. Let's roll for the... I want to roll for True Love's Kiss. I also want to pick up Baba Yaga. No, let's roll for True Love's Kiss here. Oh, or Shard of the Ice Queen. Drat. Okay. Ran out of time, was thinking a little bit too much there. Wind up having an Empress P that's doing absolutely nothing. Our Aeon gets attacked into, so that is also kind of a bummer. How did this get totally... I guess it just got shriveled or something. Interesting. Well, we're going to have the stats here regardless. I think we'll be able to battle through this Juliet. It is going to get a little bit close, a little bit dicey at the end, but we will still grab the win. I'd love to find this crystal ball to add to our board, but I do think that we're doing okay despite not having that. I'll take another mage here. Don't really want to play dwarves. Alright, well here's a free spell. Not totally free, but at least we can get some bonus stats. I'm also going to sell off a few of these things right here so that our Merlin triggers don't land on those. And I'm going to try this again. Good boy. Well, I'd love to shard it still, because it isn't permanent, and I can't really even do that much with a good boy. Here's a healing potion plus double shrivel. Those things are all pretty cool. I like the monster book. I think I'm just going to go, though, healing potion, double shrivel to finish the turn off. And unfortunately, that's all that will do, though I will put in a happy little tree. And I'll also backline all of my good characters and frontline my mages here. I think that's also slightly better. My opponent with a lightning dragon punishes me somewhat, but we shrivel it. We had that double shrivel going on there. Good boy is going to make both of our good characters in the back pretty good. They take out my ranged character, but I think, yeah, well, it's not going to be a kill, but we get to hit them for 15 here, down to 5. Pretty good effort, and that puts us into, well, I guess we're still in the top 6. Oh, here is something that we probably should have been doing. Court Wizard. We can grow the Court Wizard with the Aeon and with our Merlin triggers. And we can play 2 Royals that we're currently rocking here. Don't hate a double-casted Smite. That might be a pretty good use of our spell for the turn. Yeah, let's fire that off. Double Smite. Both of those are going to go onto Wizard's Familiar. And then we get the option to finally grab a Spellweaver. Well, what's interesting that we could think of? Well, I do like having my spells be slightly cheaper, and it does allow me to Forking Rod Smite. We could eventually look to play Spellweaver in addition to this other backline. Maybe I just want another Court Wizard, though. But I'm thinking that this Wizard's Familiar is bigger than this Aeon, so adding a Spellweaver to the board could be reasonable for us. I think I'm going to lock it. I think it's good enough. We just need to play a little bit of tempo. We've actually found ourselves now in 2nd place. Wait a minute. Okay, it was the Sphinx that had the mirror. So they're going to be tough to beat because they're only going to get stronger, and we're also now like playing the same comp as them but playing it weaker. So that's a little bit silly. They steal a pair of our Gingerbread Knights, and they are below 18, and we're actually above 20 now. That's awkward. I did not even realize that we were all of a sudden too big to make Gingerbread Knight work. That definitely makes that card a little bit more awkward here, but we still find the win. That's funny. Did not notice that I was above Gingerbread Knight range, and this card is now pretty weak, though we potentially still want to keep it in just because it's a royal. Fiercify on Court Wizard gets it active pretty quickly. Probably not going to play this Spellweaver immediately. Probably go back to this. But I do think I like Fiercify here. I will triple these and pick up the ball as well. True Love's Kiss could have been cute, though now I want to keep around both of these cards because of how they work with Court Wizard. So really looking for Wizard's Familiar and probably Spellweaver too to, like I said, find the ball. I think we lock Lucky Coin. It's not extremely impressive, but basically we're wasting 2 gold and a 3rd gold if you count locking as wasting a gold, but this gives us a gold and this gives us 2 gold. So it does kind of pay for itself to lock here. A little bit awkward, but ultimately it's a break even plus 2 mage triggers. So it is worth it to lock onto Lucky Coin here, I feel. Double Medusa aims to get rid of our Court Wizard. It's actually fine that they Medusa attacked into our biggest character and allowed us to, well, not actually get any Court Wizard triggers still, so a little bit awkward. We're going to wind up getting our Gingerbread Knight back online here as we take 11 down to 10. I'm going to sell this off to start off, and also going to pick up this Spellweaver to start off here, I think. Yeah, let's just grab it. We find the crystal ball, so at this point we're tossing this, and now we are trying to make mages a thing. Okay, I think I like another Aeon. It's a little bit expensive, but I think it's ultimately going to be worthwhile here. I will put that on the Court Wizard, though. Let's just... You know what? I don't need this anymore. Guess we could have bought the Polywoggle because it opens up another space in the shop to purchase that first. Okay, that's really good. Oh. Cool, some more health, and then we'll finish off the turn with a doubled up beans. So that's a pretty good turn for a hat baller. My opponent with Mirror Mirror, they have not pumped up their Court Wizards at all, though they have picked up a good boy, and they're planning on Holy Grailing next turn. But our characters are quite large, which means we can kind of just shrug off these little Court Wizard hits here. Not too big of a deal. We'll have a bonus attack ourselves in a little bit. This is as big as their Court Wizards get. So they're kind of just like firing off little pew-pews, but ultimately not the most back-breaking comp. They'll get 2 more triggers here, but our Wizard's Familiar are going to be able to finish soaking up all of those, and we got 2 Aeon Slays. So we've got a hat, and we take them out here. So we took out a player with 2 Tier 7 treasures. That feels pretty good. And now we're hat ball, fork, book, everything. Yeah, let's grab this. We're skipping. We're picking up Baba Yaga, and now we are full build probably like this, though. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's feed the Kraken. Let's buy this. Let's do this. Let's feed the Kraken. Then let's do this. Okay, no target for Feed the Kraken here. Let's cast this, then this. And then some more health. Some more power. We don't have any royals anymore. We got rid of all of the royals. And by the way, we are in the top 3. As we are rounding this game out, just going to try to cast a few more spells. I'm basically just throwing everything on Baba Yaga because it's an easy shortcut to just say everything goes on Baba Yaga and don't get to cast the Roll the Die to finish off the turn. I think we still did pretty well. We just have to battle through this Croc mystery, and it looks like my opponent's history. We turned this Merlin game into something truly, truly spectacular here with a board full of mages and treasure slots full of mage-based treasures. That's going to be a kill onto Horde Dragon, moving us into the finals. Our spells cost 4 less this turn. Let's see how many we can cast. All right, we'll start by picking up a Polywoggle, feeding that to the Kraken, and sure, yeah, it's the final turn. We should be True Love's Kissing here. Sounds good to me. Monster Book, you are now evil. Monster Book, actually a pretty incredible pickup for a Merlin board. I think we just roll right past this Scion. Believe it or not. We could put the Scion into a Croc, though. Maybe that's crazy to roll past it then. Okay, well, now I can put the Scion in the Croc and then make the Croc good. So all of this is just like a really efficient use of all of my things here. We could make this Monster Book into an evil character. That seems fine to me. Why not? We could get a ranged character. We are not so lucky, though. We have some animals. Maybe should have finished off there. Okay. With the... I'll probably just finish off with the Poison Apple. Lock onto Wizard's Familiar. My opponent at 25 health, so we are going to need another turn here. Do I want to go Poison Apple or Toil and Trouble? You know what? We never need a Poison Apple here. Our cards are so large. So let's just pick up a Toil and Trouble and end the turn locking onto Wizard's Familiar. And we either got second or we might be getting first. Let's see what Sharon has built. Oh, they're still just rocking these Medusas. They have not made too much happen here. Some ranged characters in the backline, though, does mean that they could win this combat still. The Medusas are going to take out Aeon and one of my bigger characters, but we still get to make use of the Scion of the Storm inside the Croc, and I think that means we win. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be a kill. Our backline only contributes to 11, so 12, or 11 if they're able to take out the Scion here. Looks like it will be 12. That'll put them down to 13, so we've got to do a little bit more this turn. Let's see if we are able to do so. I'll start by skipping this treasure and then casting some of these. We don't actually have an evil character. We can do this. It's actually a break even there because you buy the unit for... Do we have this? We do not. And I don't think I want a Spellweaver on the final turn of the game. So it costs 2 to purchase the Minotaur and then 1 to sell it. So it's basically the equivalent of rolling and allows me to cast like 5 more spells on it, or 6 rather. 3 doubled up spells, I guess is the easiest way to look at that. Let's turn the Vulture into a tier 6 character. It's briefly Lancelot, then it is Jormungand. Okay, that actually does something. We could have finished off the turn with some magic beans there. I think that that actually would have been respectable. I'll just do this for now. And finish off the turn with a Genie's Wish. See where that gets us. Some cool stuff here, and I'll lock on to Feed the Kraken. Don't have enough time to really make use of it. I think that we've probably won now on our first game of the day. So a pretty nice start to the stream. Unfortunately, our Aeon gets attacked into there. Jormungand gets large, but then also gets attacked into. But Spellweaver, or Wizard's Familiar rather, and our Scion of the Storm, they're going to be able to hold down the front line here, and then my ranged characters will be able to finish my opponent off. So, if my opponent doesn't take out this Wizard's Familiar, which I don't think they're going to be able to, oh, it's going to be super close. They are going to be able to, so we hit them for 11 again. Dang. All right, well, that means we just got to cast a few more spells now. I'll feed this to the Kraken, and then I'm rolling. Like I said, don't really care about the Wizard's Familiar. Don't have cheap spells this turn. That's actually a little bit annoying. Ooh, yeah, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Now we can still do this. That still gets double cast and gives us a huge, huge greedy. This is also still a double cast, so potentially worth it. But I think it's also just good to like roll here for double shrivel or something like that. And this is a pretty good opportunity to do some fun stuff here. Again, we'll go for the Drink Me Potion. Another Mix-a-Whizzle for a level 6 character sounds good. We could feed the Kraken on this Croc just to do nothing with it. No, let's just roll and try to find a Shrivel. I think that that's pretty good. I'm going to move this Court Wizard up a little bit. Sure, I'll pick this up. Roll, and I'll lock onto Drink Me Potion plus Health Potion. Seems pretty good. What's my opponent got up their sleeve? We are going to Shrivel, and they're going to Pigomorph to start things off. We get one Shrivel on the Medusa and one Shrivel on a Robin Hood. Again, they take out our Aeon, but they're not going to be able to take out Jormungand this time, so that's pretty good. Our backline now also hitting for 13 just by itself, though of course my opponent's only at 2. So we're definitely going to be able to lock it up here. A pretty nice start to the stream, and I've been wanting to just play some solid Crystal Ball Storybook Brawl and do that again, and this was definitely a great example of that. Started off just tempo, trying to play strong, trying to play mages, and still look for Crystal Ball, and then eventually we found it, and then of course we were able to do some really, really powerful things despite almost dying pretty early on in that. So pretty sweet one. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's going to be it for me today. I'm No Lex Given. Peace. But of course, if you are watching on Twitch, we're still streaming here.